What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hunbot industry like myself. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. Today's small business shout out goes to Danielle with Lazy Little Leopard. And I'm actually just going to read you guys a message that she sent me because I think it was a very nice message and I love what she said in it. So she said, "Hey Jessica, I love your channel and have been watching you and others ever since I left Amway in September after being sucked in for almost 3 years. After months of therapy and rebuilding my relationship with friends and loved ones, I finally feel like myself. At the beginning of this month, I worked up the courage to start something that is completely my own. I am happy that you and other creators are shining a light on the harmful practices of MLMs and their leaders. If it weren't for you, Hannah, Isabella, Deanna, and Chelsea, I'm pretty sure I would still be stuck and miserable and severing relationships. Fight the good fight." She said her goal with her new business is to create beautiful cat products that are not only great for your cat, but look elegant in your home. She's a technical engineer with a greater passion for crafting, and with what started out as a small project for her own cat, Tashi, soon grew into creating handmade beds for other friends and family's cats. Danielle works right alongside Tashi, her cat/quality control engineer, and Nuki, her emotional support husky. Her shop at this time only includes circular cat beds and mats, but they'd like to expand into blankets, toys, and other products as well. So I definitely think you guys should go check out Danielle's shop, especially if you're a follower of Hannah, because if you're a follower of Hannah, I feel like you love cats as well. And Danielle's allowing me to give you guys a discount code, NOTABOSSBABE15 for 15% off. As always, I will leave all of her links in the description below, so you guys should definitely go check her out. That's all the shout outs I have for you guys today, so let's go ahead and get on with today's video. All right, you guys, so today is going to be kind of like a lazy day video because Graham was sick for 2 days last week, Anna was sick for 2 days this week, and I had just gotten caught up on all of my videos. I was like a week ahead and I was so excited about it, and then they got sick, so I got behind again. Not behind, but I'm like right where I should be, so I'm gonna try to film as much as I can today on the first day that Anna's back at school. So I'm gonna do a get ready with me as we react to one of my old videos. We haven't seen anything from ExJess in a while, but I had like 3 videos saved that I wanted to react to, but I was saving them for like collabs and stuff, but those collabs don't seem to be happening anytime soon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my reaction videos to them, I guess. But I'm going to try to multitask, so I'm going to try to do my makeup while we do this, so we'll see how it goes, but I guess without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, I want to preface this by saying that I haven't watched this video. I don't remember what I talked about. All of my Zooms were literally saved as like Zoom and then numbers, so I have no clue what I'm talking about in here. So I'd like to apologize first and foremost for anything that I might say that is offensive or ridiculous or just straight embarrassing. I am a changed woman now. And yeah, let's just go ahead. All right, guys. So welcome to our team call. For those of you who haven't been on before, we try to do these every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time, just to kind of go over what everyone's struggling with or what everyone needs a little bit of extra help with this week. Okay, hold on. First of all, before I even start my makeup, I needed help with my makeup back then, very clearly, but also I just seem so like empty, so like monotone, so boring, so not excited to be there. I'm just like, hello you guys, welcome to tonight's team call. You know, I try to do these to help people with whatever they're struggling with. I seem very bothered to be there and talk about anything specific going on during the week. So I took some questions from people throughout the day today just to kind of answer whatever they were struggling with. One of the questions was from Melanie, and she asked about messaging on Instagram. Messaging on Instagram, it's really, really important to be personal because the people on Instagram don't know who you are most likely, unless, of course, you were following them from before. But most of my Instagram followers are people that I've found through different Instagram pages. So it's really, really important to build that relationship so that they trust you before you do message them. It's not important to build relationships because you know you like building relationships with people or you like care about people. It's important to build those relationships so they trust you, so that you can manipulate them, essentially. Something else with Instagram, I always try to get them to add me on a different platform, whether it be on Facebook. I may look them up on Facebook and add them, or I may tell them, if it's easy for you, shoot me a text or, give me a call. I don't always get notifications for my Instagram Messenger, which is true. So getting different... Is it true though? We will never know. Points of contact for them, I think, is really important to them not ignoring you, because I know for me, like I said, I don't get notifications from my Instagram Messenger. Different points of contact are important so they don't ignore you. Make it make sense. I'm going to try to fix this camera because I feel like I'm looking to the side. Good enough. You guys are just going to have to deal with my mess in the background for this video. And I swear this shade does not look as light as it does in the camera. I feel like it looks like I'm a ghost in the camera, but it matches my skin in real life, I think. So they may not as well. And a lot of people don't know that Instagram even has a messenger. So sometimes if I message someone and it hasn't said like seen or anything on it, I'll go to their page and I'll say like, hey girl, I messaged you, or hey girl. You're one of those girls. I get those from scams quite frequently. Not saying you're a scam or anything, but I'll shoot me a text and then I'll put my number for them to text me. I forgot how ridiculous I was, like, why would you go to someone's public post and comment your phone number publicly as if some random stranger is just going to text you because you told them to in the comments? Common sense here, ExJess. I'm really not digging this camera angle, especially because of the light in the background. It's just not doing it for me. And then my microphone doesn't reach that far. We're going to go with it, whatever. So getting them on different platforms, I think, is the most important thing. Also, getting them on Facebook will let them into more of your life, which makes it more personal then too. I don't know. Does that answer your question, Melanie, or did you have anything else to go along with it? Okay. Melanie also asked about explaining the 90-day challenge. Mel had lots of questions. She wanted to be successful. Meanwhile, I think that she averaged maybe $50 a month. Sorry, Mel. You guys should go follow her, because I'm sure she's making more money with YouTube right now than she did when she was in itworks. So I'll say that much. I know that much. So I assume what you meant by that is that when you tell people it's a 90-day challenge, they don't really ask, like, what does that mean? And they don't really assume that they have to do it for 3 months. It's just kind of, they think they're signing up for a challenge and they can back out at any time. Is that what you mean? Okay, so a couple of things that I'll say, depending on the person. Sometimes I'll say, all you have to do is use this, like say they're ordering the system. Use this system consistently for 90 days. Keep me updated on your progress and give me an honest review at the end of the 90 days. Something else I might say is, all you have to do is try one product a month for 90 days and give me your honest review at the end. If I say that one, I make sure that it's someone who is like just wants to try the stretch mark cream. But if they don't like it, they don't want to keep going with the stretch mark cream, then I'll just say, okay, no problem. You can, as long as you try at least one product a month, it doesn't matter what it is. There's no minimum purchase. Then it doesn't matter. Then it doesn't matter what it is. You can, still get that discount. For me, it's the fact that I knew that these customers didn't understand the 90-day loyal customer program, but still teaching my team how to get around explaining it to where they still don't understand it, but you're not going to get in trouble if they get mad that they have to order for 2 more months. Because you told them you have to, it's a 90-day challenge. You have to order something for 90 days or whatever. I found ways around it so that compliance wouldn't get me in trouble, but the customers still didn't fully understand it, and I was cool with that. Let's see. Something else I mentioned to people, if they say I don't want to sign up for 90 days, that's such a commitment. I tell them it takes 90 days to really know if something is working for you. So our Our loyal customer program is designed to allow you to get the full effect of the products. And if you end up not liking it, say after month 2 or whatever, then you can still try different products at a discount. So I make it sound like, and it's true, that the loyal customer program is for just my dog casually trying to rip my arm off during a Zoom and it not fazing me one bit. Tunnel vision. Them to be able to experiment with the products at a discount. Chad, will you put her outside? Did that help, Melanie? Do you want me to go over anything else there? Good? Okay. Someone else asked for tips on how to get distributors. There's no one post or there's no one message that's going to get you a bunch of distributors. Becoming a distributor on your team, people want to live the life that you're living. So you need to make posts every day about, what the business is doing for you, what it has done for you, what it will do for you. Does this sound familiar at all? This is literally identical to what our OG favorite girl teaches. And that's exactly where I learned it from. When I tell you that when I joined itworks, I did all of my research on how to be successful on my own on YouTube, watching OG favorite girl's YouTube channel. And that's exactly what she teaches. Talk about where you were, why you joined, and what it's going to do for you. You need to incorporate the business into a lot of your posts. So, show yourself drinking the greens, show yourself using the products so they know that you truly believe in the products and they want to join something that means you have to continue ordering products, to continue using them, to continue to build my paycheck. They know works. So live the business. So wear your gear out, drink your greens in public so that people ask you questions. Do that kind of stuff so that people can see that you're working this business from home, making an income, and you're still living a normal life. Another thing is post about things that people wish that they had that you have. So if you have Saturdays off and you normally would have been working a part-time job, as a surfer or what have you, post about it. Say, I'm so thankful that I don't have to work this serving job anymore. I get to sleep in and, spend time with my kids, watch Saturday morning cartoons, make those kind of personal posts that other people can relate to and that other people will want that you have. Do you guys also see how monotone and the lack of excitement there is mind-blowing to me? People would tell me that I was such an inspiration to them and this, that, and the other. And I hear these Zooms that I did and I'm like, how was I an inspiration to you? One could say that I'm like Dale at this stage of my life, monotone, no excitement, no idea what I'm talking about. Not that Dale doesn't know what he's talking about. He's obviously very knowledgeable. You should buy his coaching program. But also, you guys see my chest in this video. So you can see that my chest is bright red and splotchy. I had somebody point that out in one of my previous videos and I felt bad because it's not that I probably was nervous talking about this stuff, but that happens still to this day. I wonder if I have a little bit of it here. If you can see, I have mast cell activation syndrome, which basically any type of emotion, whether that be happy, sad, nervous, mad, any type of emotion, even something like a hot shower, or if the wind hits me too hard, I can break out in hives. And so a lot of it comes in the form of that blotchiness all over my body, my face, my chest, my arms. I just get super blotchy super easily. Oh, also with alcohol. If I have one drink of alcohol, immediately I'm flushed all over my body. So that still happens to this day. Another thing is to put your goals out on the table. So this month there's a $5,000 diamond and double diamond bonus. There's a $500 ruby bonus. If your goal is to get one of those, put it on your Facebook. And then when you reach that goal, put it on your Facebook. So people see that you're making goals and that you're reaching goals. And they're going to want to join that team that is reaching their goals. Another thing is to congratulate and bring recognition to your team on your public page. So if, somebody reach their bonus, $5,000 bonus or $500 bonus or whatever. Congratulate them on your personal page so that other people can see that there are people on your team that are successful. So they're going to want to join your team since you have people that you're helping be successful. The thing is, like, first of all, success is relative. So someone could see that somebody earned a $100 weekly bonus and they're like, wow, $100, they're making money. When really that was like the only $100 that they made the entire time that they were in. Also, we were very deceptive. Is that the word? Where like if somebody earned a $10,000 bonus, we were like, ooh, oh my gosh, like her life has changed. She earned a $10,000 bonus. But the truth was she likely earned 1 month of that $10,000 payout. So like $500 or something. I don't remember how long they were paid out at that time. I think like 2 years. Anyways, they could have earned that one payout and then never got the remainder of the $10,000 bonus, since once you lose it, it's gone forever. So it was very deceptive when we were congratulating people on our public page, because the people on the outside didn't know these little things about, like, they may not receive a full payout or whatever. The thing maybe is to post about connecting with your team. A lot of people join because of the team atmosphere, kind of. So if you like Carly and I have talked on the phone for hours on end, and then she, went to Facebook and said, I love, 2-hour long calls of catching up with old friends and talking about the business or something, just to show people that we kind of work as a family, and that we're a team, and that we're always working together, and that we're always there for each other. The thing is, we weren't always there for each other, because the person that I just mentioned that I talked to for hours on the phone, I did talk to her for hours on the phone all the time, but because she was like my best friend back in high school, so we had a lot to talk about that wasn't with the business. But the thing with her and I is we were very toxic together in the business. We would basically, her being in itworks financially benefited me. So I would help her, and then I would get resentful. I would resent her for not working as hard as I thought she should be working. And so then we would have these like back and forths of just pettiness with other people within the team. But that happens, I'm not kidding, with every single team out there. Every single team has that kind of stuff, because you have to rely on your downline in order to support your family. But as I was saying, we did talk on the phone a lot. However, it wasn't one of those things where like,
you'll have someone there for you no matter what. Like, we are sisters and we do this together.
Because half the time we effing hated each other, to be quite honest. We're good now. We're cool now. We talk. We're fine. But back then, it was a very on-off toxic relationship. Also, one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people leave out when it comes to distributors that I do, that a lot of people are scared to do, is message people that you would think that would be good at the business. So if you're waiting for people to come to you to ask to be a distributor, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to. Like, nobody wants to be the first one to dance at a wedding. So nobody's just going to go on the dance floor and start dancing by themselves. There are many people that would do that. Me, you would not find me on the dance floor unless I got dragged out on the dance floor or I had a few too many drinks. But there are lots of people that would dance first at a wedding. But that was always their like analogy that they use. Like, you have to reach out to people because nobody wants to be the first to dance at a wedding. Like, nobody's going to come to you because they're embarrassed.
No, honey, they're just not interested in your pyramid scheme.
So message people that you think would be good. Just say, I can't help but notice how outgoing you are on Facebook. Like, you would be awesome at this business. Have you ever thought about joining? Just start that conversation with them. A lot of Okay, here's the thing. That wasn't entirely a lie. Like, I definitely saw people on social media who were like outgoing and they had pretty posts and whatever. And my immediate thought was like, wow, they would be so good at this and they have no idea how much money they could be making right now. That was 100% my initial thought anytime I saw that someone had a good social media account. So that wasn't me maybe I was being inauthentic. We'll see here based on what I say next. But that wasn't me just being like inauthentic. I actually truly did see people's pages and be like,
wow, they have no clue what they could be doing. They're sitting on a literal gold mine.
My distributors have come from that, not because they've come to me, but because I've gone to them because I know that they'll be good. And you can't think of it as, you know, annoying them or being a pest. You have to think of it as, I've got this awesome opportunity. Like, I stay home with my baby, making way more than I ever would with any degree that I was going to school for. And I feel like other people, if I'm not sharing this with other people. Spoiler alert, I was not making nearly as much as I thought I was. I don't know if you guys have seen the video. I'll try to link it up here if I can find it, but it was from a long time ago, like when I first started making videos. I did a video where I broke down the diamond average income and kind of went through all of the expenses that have to be taken into account and taxes and all of that. And I was making, I don't even remember what I finally did the final math and what I was actually making in the end. But I want to say I was making a quarter of what I thought I was actually making, which I could make anywhere right now. But they have you believing that you're making all this money because they don't take into account all of the expenses. Well, I'm kind of robbing them of that opportunity. So you can't. This was so taught. Okay, so I believed and I taught that if you weren't offering this business opportunity to everyone that you came in contact with, you were doing them a disservice. This was taught from the very tip top of the company. If you were in itworks, comment down below and let me know if you were taught that if you didn't reach out to someone about the business, you were doing them a disservice. It's not your decision to choose whether this business is for someone or not. It's God's decision. Your job is to reach out to them and let them decide if they'd like to join. That's basically what I just said here. I said, if I don't reach out to these people, I'm robbing them of this opportunity. Robbing them. Think of it as you're annoying them. You have to think of it as you're doing them a favor by offering this business to them. I hope that helps. I don't see your picture up, but I know you're on.
Yeah, no, thank you. That helps. I guess my issue was just having enough credibility behind it. So when I approached somebody, I barely hit a month in, and I didn't want it to be okay, well, you haven't really been doing it for that long. So you know what I mean? It was kind of hard for me to get across that point of what.
Okay, so this is my prediction about what I'm going to say. I'm either going to say, or a combination of all this, I'm either going to say, talk about what you will do with this business, because that is what catches people's eyes, having the confidence to say, this is what I'm going to accomplish with this company. I'm either going to say that, or I'm going to say, use my story or stories from the leaders on our team until you have your own story to tell. Now let's see what I actually say. One thing you can do too is you can always use my story. I joined for a couple extra $100 because we were struggling. Chad was in the military. We were sharing a car and I couldn't work outside of the house because we were sharing a car and he was gone for 14 hours out of the day. And now after joining for a couple $100, I'm averaging over $6,000 a month working from home. You can't say that. We believed that you could say that, but you can't say that. We thought, since the income disclosure statement said that the average income for whatever rank we were at was XYZ, that we could put that in our post and say, I'm averaging this. I can tell you for a fact, 100% fact, that at that time, I was making far less than $6,000 a month at my rank that I should have been making. But it made me feel better to say that I averaged $6,000 a month because I knew I wasn't making that much, but that's what the income disclosure statement said I should be making. Keep that in mind when people are talking about this stuff and making these income claims. They shouldn't be making these income claims because that is illegal, but there it was. So you can always use my story, anyone's story. People are going to believe, if you're telling them of someone that you know personally, as opposed to someone that everyone posts about on Facebook, that's going to be much more believable, like I said, than somebody just posting on Facebook. Much more believable. So we knew we were manipulating them, but we needed to tell the story that was most believable. Got it, ExJess. No chill. Also, something that you could do, since you haven't been in long enough, is, for one, post about just little things that maybe your itworks paycheck paid for. So, it paid for your gas, it paid for your coffee. Just, you guys know, paid for your potato. Do you guys remember when I did that whole
Thank you, Wells Fargo, for my 9-to-5 job that I could pay for this potato?
who does that? MLM reps, that too. So cringy.
Implement those little small things on a daily basis. And people are going to start thinking like, oh, I could use, an extra $30 a week to pay for my gas, or, I'd really like to stop at Starbucks a few times a week and get that morning coffee, or whatever. So also something you could do is talk about what it will do for you. So don't talk about like, I hope to be here in the next year. Talk about, I can't believe that in just 6 months, I'm going to be able to afford to do da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So talk about what it's going to do for you.
Okay. That makes sense. That clears it up a lot for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Yep. Something that distributors wanted to go over that I think that a lot of people could benefit from, because I know I went through the same thing when I first started, was getting over the mental part of it, not getting worked up when people are ignoring you, not feeling annoying.
You might be in a pyramid scheme if something you need to go over on a team meeting when you first join is how to get over people saying no to you, how to get over being annoying. I wish I had a little red flag. I need to buy a little red flag.
Like not feeling spammy and stuff like that, what to do when family members or friends aren't supporting you and they're really negative about it. The first tip I have is to not feel annoying.
That death glare I gave Chad for fixing something in the microwave or whatever he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. I can't even tell where I'm sitting here. It looks like maybe we just moved into somewhere. Maybe we just moved to South Dakota. I don't know. But that death glare I gave him, I was like, and then was like, oh, my team's probably watching me. I should probably act like, haha, funny. So I was like,
don't be annoying. So
hold on. We're going to rewind that one for the effect. I thought this was one I hadn't watched, but I have definitely watched this one at some point because I remember posting about this very solid advice that ExJess gave.
The first tip I have is to not feel annoying. Don't be annoying. So
wise words from ExJess. If you don't want to feel annoying, don't be annoying. I mean, in my defense, ExJess wasn't wrong about that. If you don't want to be annoying, if you don't want to sound annoying, simply don't be annoying. That's your own problem. But when you're in the MLM, there's virtually no way around that. You're going to be annoying no matter what you do because you have to post about this nonstop and attribute everything in your life to itworks. So ExJess, you almost had it, but not quite.
On your personal Facebook page, make sure that you're still talking to people about your life, posting about things that are going on in your life on a daily basis. Post positivity, post things that you think are funny. Keep people interested in your page instead of doing an itworks overload. So that people, when they're checking up on you, you have family and friends that will go to your page and just kind of check out where you've been in life, what's going on. They're going to see those itworks posts in the midst of that, but they're not going to be overloaded with a bunch of ads. So make sure that your personal Facebook page is still a glimpse into your life so that they're not annoying and turned away. Also, that goes for your itworks posts as well. Make your itworks post personal. I personally am not a fan of the black and green join my team posts or the black and green 30 products under $30.
I'm going to put those graphics right here so that you guys can see the graphics that I was talking about. But when I first joined, these were the type of graphics that were encouraged to be posted. And they are just the most cringy. Terrible quality, so pixelated, just bad.
Posts, I think that they look really spammy and I think they look like an ad. So I would go more with the, selfies drinking your greens or a before and after.
I don't know what Chad is doing. If he's cooking something in the microwave, that's what it sounds like he's doing. But you couldn't get it right the first time. Why you got to do it 5 times in a row? What are you doing? And it's just not even fazing me aside from that one time that it was really loud.
Or You know, the picture of the girl with the long, pretty hair for the 90-day challenge, stuff like that, that's going to catch someone's eye rather.
Oh, side note on that about posting pictures of pretty girls with long hair for the hair, skin, and nails. That is so wrong. Like, we would literally go to Pinterest and type in pretty long hair, long blonde hair, long brown hair, whatever, and use those photos to market our hair, skin, and nails product. And that was like what all the top earners were teaching. Well, I followed a girl on Instagram who I had used her photo that I found on Pinterest. I didn't realize I was following her on Instagram. I also didn't realize that my best friend from childhood knew her. And this girl went on like a huge rant on her page, rightfully so, because she was a model and her hair was beautiful. So she would take these beautiful beach photos with her hair done like beautifully. And she was getting mad because itworks girls were like posting her pictures nonstop. And she's like, I've never used one of these products. I never will use one of these products, but people just kept using them. I was like, this is probably not right. Did it stop me? Probably not, because that's just who ExJess was as a person.
Than them seeing an ad and just scrolling right past it. So be personal. And my other tip was that people are going to ignore you at first. People want to see if it's going to work for you. In all honesty, it sounds harsh, but people want to see you fail at it. So
that was something we told people all the time.
People want to see you fail, so you need to prove them wrong.
Nobody wants to see you fail, but they know that it's inevitable with the MLM. That's how that works.
They're going to sit back and they're going to wait for you to say, oh, it didn't work. Or, you know, like when they see people join itworks, they're like, oh, one of those other rap girls, you know, she fell for the scheme or whatever. And they're waiting for you to say that it didn't work for you and that everybody was right. So consistency is the only way to get past that. So when I first started, I got maybe a couple likes on my posts. Sometimes I got 0 and sometimes I still get 0. But some of the people that have messaged me to become a distributor or a customer, what have you, have never liked any of my posts. So just know that there's people watching and you're going to get ignored, but those people will eventually come around.
You might be in a pyramid scheme if someone has to preface something by saying you might get ignored, but those people will come around. Also, spoiler alert, most of those people never came around, but they tell you that. They tell you that everyone on your social media will eventually sign with you. It's just a matter of when.
Also, another way to get over it is just think about your why. So why did you join itworks? Most of you joined, you know, for the extra income, for the freedom. Some of you joined to stay home with your kids or spend more time with your kids. So you have to think to yourself, like, are other people's opinions more important than staying home with my kids? You know, if I have 5 friends delete me on Facebook, are they really friends because I'm trying to make a living for my family?
Truly believed that. Truly believed that anyone who unfriended me or didn't agree with what I was doing was not a true friend because I'm just trying to support my family. And I also think that is like an important factor to keep in mind when we're talking about other Huns and their intentions, is the fact that most of them are truly just trying to support their family. So we can't put too much of the blame on them. Of course, they can be held accountable for their actions, but we can't put all the blame on them because these type of like tactics and such are taught from the top and just carried down over time. Again, it doesn't excuse their actions, but we do have to keep in mind where it's coming from.
That's something that I had to get over when I first started too. I had tons of people delete me. I'd had tons of people mock me, you know, make fun of me, whatever.
Might be a red flag.
I just had to have that tunnel vision. And now looking back, I'm laughing at all of them because now they're kicking themselves in the butt like, oh, you know, maybe she was right.
I assure you, ExJess, not one single person was kicking themselves in the butt for not joining you. 1000% assure you of that.
The last thing, something that I did when I first started and I should continue to do, was I messaged so many people that I didn't even realize who was ignoring me. So when I first started, I had hundreds upon hundreds of people that I was messaging, you know, nothing spammy, just like, hey, I just started this business. I'm looking for some product testers for the 90-day challenge. Were you interested in helping me out?
Just for the record, a product tester did not exist. There was no such thing as a product tester. There was no such thing as a 90-day challenge. There was no challenge that existed. It was simply just the loyal customer program, which was a 90-day program that we had to word in such a way that would reel people in.
I sent that message to hundreds of people. So when I was sending all those messages, I didn't even realize who was ignoring me, who's seen it, or anything like that. So that's one of my tips for you guys, is to send so many.
Chad with the microwave, man. Let it go. You're good. It's warm enough, whatever it is.
That you don't even realize who's ignoring you. Did never get on. I don't see on.
I believe it is my opinion that was my subtle way of being like,
why isn't one of our leaders on this call? Everybody needs to know that she's not on this call. She's not present.
I haven't personally had any negative stuff from my family. So I'm not one to really talk about how to deal with like family members not supporting you or being negative.
That is true. My family was like my number one fans. They were like my number one fans.
But the only thing I could really say about that is that remember your why. They're not paying your bills. They're not the ones putting food on your table. So try as hard as you can just to have that tunnel vision and work past it. I don't know if any of you guys have dealt personally with family members not supporting you. If you have, go ahead and speak up because I'm not really sure how to deal with it.
Man, look how red my chest is at this point. Like I said, this is normal for me. It happens, not nearly as bad anymore, but that's crazy.
And then personal development is really important too. So if you're not right with yourself and you're not, confident in what you're selling, confident in what you're doing, if you're not having fun with the business, then there's no point in doing it. So, personal development, whether it be...
If that was true, you would have quit long before you actually did ExJess, just saying.
Sitting down and reading your Bible every morning, or, looking up positivity quotes every morning, or listening to an audio book of a personal development book, or reading a personal development book. All of those things are really, really important. Because like I said, if you don't believe in what you're selling, other people aren't going to believe in it either. And if you don't believe in yourself, other people aren't going to believe in you. And it definitely shows on the outside when you don't believe in yourself. Those are all the questions I had to my inbox. Does anyone have any other questions to add to that? You'll have to unmute yourself if you have a question or concern or anything.
So a lot of you guys asked, and pretty much all of my videos that I do get ready with me, you guys ask about this. And I use it as a contouring stick, but it is actually like a concealer for darker skinned people, but it's on MLMHorrorStory's website. I'll leave it linked down below if I remember. I hope I remember because I love this. But you guys talked about how it blended so beautifully, and I 100% agree. It's like my favorite makeup product that I have.
Anybody? You guys all blow up my phone when I hang up, so you better not do that this time.
Look at me like subtly laughing, but actually inside I'm like, but nobody has questions, ExJess. You can let it rest. You're making things awkward.
All right. If nobody has anything else, I'm going to end the recording. Make sure that your teams send me their emails if they want to get the recording for this call. Otherwise, I will see you guys next Wednesday. See you guys.
ExJess was so awkward.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. just dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air getting.
All right, you guys, I went ahead and finished my makeup. How do we like it? But anyways, that's going to wrap up my reaction to ExJess part 1, I guess. Like I said, there's 3 of these videos, so definitely stay tuned in the near future for those. I'll probably like scatter them around so it's not like a bunch of ExJess picture. Why are words so hard today? So it's not a bunch of ExJess videos all in a row, so I'll probably split them up, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time that I post. If you'd like to join my Facebook group, it's called The Light at the End of the Pyramid, and of course, as always, if you'd like to follow me on all social media platforms, you can find me at the Jessica Hickson. Once again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Moving slower. What it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight.